Discord's age verification. So Discord has recently come under a lot of scrutiny for the impending rollout of age verification features. After announcing a new age verification feature that would require users to submit photos and IDs in order to use certain features of Discord, they received a lot of backlash from the community. As a result, they went and gave a statement saying, "We know many of you believe the right answer is not to do this at all. We hear you," but then went on to insinuate that Discord's hands were tied and they would have to continue with the rollout. So basically, they'll be adding more verification options, but feel as though age verification is the best way of keeping teens safe. So immediately, we're going to pivot to GP to discuss, how do you feel about this new age verification?
How do I feel about it? First thing first, it is invasive. Second thing, Discord security is dog water. They got hacked back in October, and also the company they're trying to use, Persona, just got hacked like what, a couple days ago.
Sure
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. I think people were hacking it to prove a point, even.
And they proved it. They proved it well. I must say that. But even then, still, this whole age verification thing is dangerous in its own. Why? Because now you got ID information and stuff on kids, on children, and with the climate of all things, especially a lot of things that we got going on right now. I'm not gonna say any names, but
Epstein.
that motherfucker. Anyway,
The whisper is crazy.
but with that being said, you're literally adding fuel to the fire, and you're just putting a lot of people in jeopardy. You're putting a lot of people in jeopardy and at risk because what you're trying to use ain't working. It's been proven that it ain't working, but you're still gonna try to do it anyway. And on top of that, why is Discord trying to parent everybody? That's the parent's job.
Facts.
It's not Discord's job to parent their kids. The parents need to parent their own kids.
Yeah.
Granted, we live in a day and age to where, you know, a lot of these new age parents don't really tend to parent their kids well. We see how they act and the outcome of everything. But that's still ain't Discord's job to police all that.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least make sure if you're going to do something like that, at least make sure your security's top notch because it's trash.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It is an absolute shame that it has come to this point. And I understand people have discontinued using Discord and also moved on to different things, such as Root, such as Stoke, and even TeamSpeak. Which, by the way, TeamSpeak needs to tighten up, stop making all these lame memes and stuff, and just actually like prove a lot of their things. That way they can beat Discord because now they're they can have it running right now, up and going, because Discord's still going to do this thing. I mean, this is the perfect time for other chats and everything, other chat apps to take over.
Yeah.
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 Rome, turn something down. Something's picking up your mic or whatever you got going on your mic. Yeah, you good.
Not TikTok.
No. But no, I mean, I feel. First of all, I just got to shout out GDP because I actually had no idea what was going on until GDP popped up in literally in the Discord and said, "Hey, y'all might want to take a look at this." And and then you guys kind of like laid it out and summarized it of like what was going on. And me, I was like, "Oh hell no." I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Doc, what are the alternatives?" And we even hopped over to tried experimenting with Root. And but yeah, no, I heard, I mean, again, based off of what you were saying, GDP, like, yeah, this is kind of a very invasive, like,
very invasive.
Again, and right now, like, we know that a lot of, we'll say, entities are wanting to spy on people, basically. Or make it easier to spy on people, because let's keep it a stack. They already watching. But to make it easier to spy on people, and so then to give up our what? No, we're not gonna do that. And so I appreciate GDP bringing this to my attention, and two, Yeah, I'm still looking at Discord with like kind of the side eye a little bit again because
Bombastic side eye.
you know,
Mhm.
side eye.
And another crazy thing about this is that Roblox did this,
Bruh.
first, and look how that turned out.
The game that should
You're
not
doing the same thing. You're not protecting kids. You're putting them in more danger than what you realize. Like
Off of voice chat.
mind you, the majority of people that deal with things are going to be children.
Yeah.
And if you're at the age of 13, you got a 13-year-old, a 13, 14-year-old trying to put their information up on the thing. Are we for real? Are we for real right now?
Yeah.
So I think the question here is, what do you guys think would be an appropriate alternative to the measures that Discord is doing? Because Discord maintains like they want to be able to find some sort of way to keep teens safe while also keeping the adult experience,
It's not
suitable
fair.
for adults.
It's
Well,
not
because if they're going to get sued, right? Because ultimately, I'm assuming all of this comes down to we don't want to be sued because children on our platform are experiencing things that adults are supposed to experience, right? And, we want to say, oh, well, it's up to the parents. But what about the parents who aren't doing it? Like, who aren't moderating?
The
who
parents
aren't...
ought to get tried
They
or something.
do a
else, too.
better
That's their
job.
damn
I don't know
fault.
what to tell you.
That do a better job.
They got to do a better job.
So
Kids don't. The parents don't monitor the kid what the kids doing on their iPads or their phones or any of that shit unless you really on them.
okay,
You know
so
what
you're
I'm
saying
saying?
send parents to court. Like if Discord goes on trial for, something happening to, this kid, put the parents on the stand. Put the parents in the
I will say this. Parents aren't gonna sue Apple for a kid going on the internet and meeting an adult on the internet and getting kidnapped by said adult. Like it's
yes,
not.
they are.
They're gonna sue Apple.
They're gonna sue. They're gonna sue everybody they can because why is this something that my kid can access on? This is like, I don't want to say it's facts because I don't know a specific like case to give you, but that's what parents do, which is why I'm assuming Discord is doing this with, oh, we need to put some safeguards. It's because some parent went, Discord, why would you allow for my kid to be able to access these forums where they can see, because it's the not safe for work stuff, like, the PRN, like all of that stuff. Yeah. Why you Discord? Why do you have a place where my kids can go to see this stuff and you're not putting any control over it? That's the thing.
I think the point that I was trying to make was like, okay, you're gonna sue the people, like even like if you have a PC, you're gonna sue the people that sell the computer monitor where you're looking at it. You're gonna sue the people that sell the graphics card to power up your computer. You're gonna sell the people that sold you the computer. You're gonna sue the people that made the browser. You're gonna sue the people that, like, you know what I mean? It's like at a certain point, it's either you give them the technology or you don't. Like, and I think that's what GDP is saying. It's like, don't give your kid the phone, like because
or make sure you put the right restrictions on it as a parent.
Yeah, like you can block the app. Your kid doesn't need, let's keep it a stack. Your kid doesn't need to be on Discord.
Yeah.
Just like your kid doesn't need to be on Reddit, just like your kid doesn't need to be on YouTube, just like your kid doesn't need to be on none of that shit. Like,
or Twitter.
Like,
and let me also say this.
Say this. Yeah, go for it.
Sorry. I mean to cut you off. I apologize.
No, you're good.
But yeah, okay, let's say they do the age verification. Cool, you just do this and that. Like, okay, I got to put in my date of birth and do this and stuff like that. Okay, cool. That part ain't super evasive. But now we're also talking about they're also doing it with the AI model too.
Oh,
that's supposed to be tracking everything that you say and do.
I think they've been doing that.
It's a wrap. Yeah,
exactly. So on top of that, not only doing that, plus the security which you're trying to use, it's been hacked. They literally hacked it just to prove a point, going like, see, you really want to trust your system with that, for real.
Yeah.
I have a few points.
Go ahead.
So, here in the UK, laws have already passed. You can't get into any not safe for work website without doing that. So, it hasn't affected me so far just because, like, I don't be on websites like that. And fortunately for me, I use Discord in the same way. Like, I'm not going to be joining any not safe for work channels or servers or whatever. So I'm not worried about putting in my personal information because that's not going to happen. I would never do that anyway. If that was something I did, I'm just not going to. If that affected me like that, I would choose somewhere else. But and then I think in Australia, I think they've banned social media for anyone under 16. I say all these things to say kids are smart.
That's exactly my point.
And kids, when there were settings in school back in the day, we learned how to do a proxy and get around like the the
admin.
Kids, it takes nothing to get a VPN and
phone away
and do something else, so like these things are kind of useless in the end, because wherever there's someone telling you that you can't do a thing, a kid's gonna be like, watch me. So
that's true. That's true.
Facts.
That is true, and a lot of kids are technologically smart, but a lot of them still ain't street or common sense smart, and that's the issue that I have. That's the part that worries me. Because I got younger brothers and sisters, and although they're smart as shit on these damn phones and shit, when it comes to doing street stuff or understanding like, oh, I need to go meet this guy for doing this, common sense would say, no, the fuck you don't.
And it is easy to manipulate a child.
Exactly. That's the part that worries me most.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. They do need supervision, and parents need to. I've seen it too much. I have a lot of friends who have kids, and technology is a wall. So the adult will be in front of a screen, and the kid will be in front of the screen, and there's no connection at all.
None.
The parents don't know the first thing about what images and who they're talking to, what's going on in these kids' minds. And they're becoming desensitized. They're not seeing people as humans. Their whole personalities are changing right in front of their parents' eyes, and they're not doing anything about it. So we just need people to be more hands-on. Spend personal time. Spend time together with your child. Go outside. Let them be a kid, not a mindless zombie.
Right, and please teach your kids the ins and outs of stuff. Seriously.
Yes, safety, internet safety.
That one conversation could literally, change their life or save their life.
Yeah, right. I think the hard part when it comes to, because I am a parent. Shouts out my boy. But technology itself, it moves so fast. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like. Whereas I don't like the idea of uploading my photo ID, I like the idea that most of Discord will be supposedly untouched, even if you don't upload your ID. I think they said it was close to like 90% of users won't experience any reason to upload their ID, right? So I like that. I like that they're trying to care about the experience that kids have, because my kid, he's young. He doesn't need to be on Discord yet, right? But I can imagine like, a young kid saying, Mom, I want to download Discord and be on it because all my friends are on it, right? What's to stop that kid from exploring and, doing this thing because the mom doesn't understand what Discord is? You know what I mean? Like, I'm technologically sound, so I got all kind of restrictions and blocks and all kind of stuff on, my kids' devices. But for the parents who don't understand what it is, it's just, oh, yeah, honey, like, I don't know what that is. Just go.
No, right? Gotta get put on game.
That's the part.
But I'm saying that to say, like, I appreciate Discord's, intention with making sure that even if they access the app without, the parents understanding what it is, they're not exposed to things that they shouldn't be exposed to. The internet's already a big place. There's so many things they could jump. Like, you try to watch anime, all of a sudden you want some singles in your area.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
kids. Like.
YouTube Kids is also wicked too.
It's crazy, right? Which is why, that got nixed. But I'm saying that to say, like, I appreciate that they want to, implement certain things, but I think that 100% they should have led with 90% of users will not experience any change.
Yeah.
Like, bad communication.
The way they led is, we're gonna do age, we're gonna do IDs, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I think the rollout was terrible.
Absolutely horrid.
Absolutely.
Because even with the message they did not too long ago, it's like, all right, we hear you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't ass now. However, we still gonna do this shit. But that's mainly important. That rollout. If you're gonna try out some new things, just make sure that you present it to the people the right way, because
Mhm.
it's a lot of people that's on Discord.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people, like from just regular friends from all across, just hanging out, to organizations and things like that. Like, you know, it's a lot of us, and you know, people be living on Discord. To be honest, but it's like if you go and do some stuff like that, just make sure you do it properly.
Don't freak people out. Don't
freak people out.
Because adults
please,
don't want to be parented. I think that's the main thing. Like, adults don't want safeguards on them. They want to be able to have their experience. So had they led with them,
it's like, yeah, but whole time the fuck no. Like, it's
no,
a lot of
real shit. Yeah, no, real shit. Like, again, because when I heard it, you know, all I saw was IDs, age verification. I was like, oh, I ain't no way I'm uploading my shit or snapping my, you know, doing my face scan. Like, so if y'all kick me out,
I'm like, shit, y'all ain't even give RJ her old account back, man.
Bruh,
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been salty about that since it happened. So even when all this rolled out, I was like, good, that's another reason I like I've been fuming about that.
And the thing is, people are getting around that so easily. When the law first went out in the UK, people are using I think, what had just come out? Sam Porter Bridges.
Death Stranding?
Yeah, Death Stranding had just come out. They were using stills of Norman Reedus's face from the game to like get through the face verification.
What?
And, you know, like they weren't even using like their own face, and it was like working. They were into like the night safer work.
You could put a
whatever.
face on there. That's
insane. And this is the point that I feel like we're all kind of making. Like, I feel like Discord does game chat, it does, you know, community really well. There are a lot of areas where they could stand to have some work done before they start asking people for, you know, IDs and you know, personal, like actual personal information. Like, I think it was kind of like, I don't know, I wish they would have done more to kind of say like, okay, we've taken care of the things that we struggle with. Later down the line, okay, yeah, now we're gonna, you know, now that we know that your information is protected. Because even when that support thing was happening, and I was like going back and forth with them about, can y'all just get somebody, like a real person, to look at my account? My data got leaked in the support request.
That's so crazy.
And I had put like, you know, it wasn't like personal info, but I had put info there. And I wonder if it was the people who were trying to expose persona who ended up hacking. And then, you know.
That shit is crazy, though.
But, you know, they got work to do. And I think whoever's on their public relations team needs a strong talking to. Because that rollout was
talking to
immediately.
We need a light right in front of them, like, you know what I'm saying? Interrogation.
Right.
Now, why did you think that was a good idea?
I'm just trying to feed my family.
Apologize.
Okay. Well, if nobody has anything else on that topic, we're gonna move on.
I do.
Yeah.
Say, this is in regards to you saying how you as a parent are tech savvy, right? And for those who don't want to be or are not too tech savvy, I do, again, that still needs to have some effort in there in order to learn these type of things, because we are in an ever-changing world, right? We're going to have to learn and adapt. And not only will that be something to, you know, be doing as a parent, that can also be a life lesson too for your kid as well. Go like, hey, if you don't know something, learn, figure it out, or ask somebody that does. So all in all, I still go with that.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great point. I think it's, you know, as parents, like, sometimes it's really easy to, you know, like push off responsibility, you know, and that's what I mean about like the people reaching out to companies like, how could you have this feature? How could you do this? How could you do that? And it's like, you know, it's really easy to push off responsibility. It's a lot of work to be hands-on, and it's a lot of work. And, you know, I think some of that is a symptom of the economy and capitalism and the fact they have to go to work. But like,
it's necessary work. Though.
It's absolutely necessary work.
Take an interest in your child.
You know, because that's your vow as a parent. Like, when you have them, is making sure they're okay, making sure, you know, they go through life and they feel supported and all that stuff. So this is just another part of it where, unfortunately, I feel like you don't have a choice but to be technologically savvy. Because I know for parents that, you know, have lost their children due to stuff that's happened with like technology and things like that. Like, I know they would go back, 100 times over and do it again to learn, what their kid was into. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
I agree.
the perfect point.